Mark and Angela Walley are a husband and wife filmmaking duo. They are based right here in San Antonio. They met and fell in love as teenagers. And they may talk about that. I get very emotional. And they've been working together as artists, musicians, and filmmakers for the past 10 years. In 2010, they established Walley Films, that is an independent production company they say is committed to collaboration as well as advocacy for the arts in their community right here in San Antonio. Please give it up for Mark and Angela Walley.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so very much for being here tonight. We're really thrilled to have this opportunity to share all of our films with you. Some of you we know, some of you we don't, so it's great to meet you all.
Okay, we're going to be focusing on our work as documentary filmmakers and changing the presentation format a little bit by sharing 20 clips from 20 of our short documentary films.
So some of these clips, they have their own audio, but some of them will be adding a couple of comments too. So they're also categorized by series because we've worked with a number of different arts organizations and they've commissioned series of films, short documentary films following artists. So that's kind of the format we'll be working with here tonight.
So we'll start in 2009 when we followed public performance artist Jimmy Keenley's handmade inflatable suits for online art magazine, glasstire.com.
So our series for Glass Tire continued with nationally recognized artist Ken Little. Ken is shown here fabricating a jackrabbit made from cast bronze man-made items such as belts and shoes.
It's incredibly complicated. It's really technical and you got to do every step just right, you know.
Ken Little and Chris Sauter's films focus on our interest in producing process-oriented documentaries.
Unpractical thing you could possibly do.
We want the audience to see and appreciate the amount of technical skill and effort these artists dedicate to their work.
I started seeing all the swatches that they actually remove, carpet that they remove, parts of beds, anything that's stained, they'll cut up, and then that will go to a warehouse to be incinerated. And these little fragments of the stain of the person really interested me.
So these next three clips are part of a series of projects commissioned by individual artists, including photographer Issa Lishko. Lishko saw her images of elderly animals as self-portraits, or at the very least, they were manifestations of her fear of aging and mortality.
I want my work to tell a story. I want to share my story with other people. And I think what I'm starting to learn now is that we are more alike than we are different. And I grew up feeling like I was different. I never thought I could do this for a living. I'm kind of excited to see where it takes me.
When you have a good night and things come together in a random way that make images that you could never ever repeat again, you know, that's what keeps us going. That's what keeps us going out night after night, hanging out under the stars and making images.
In 2011, we began a series of documentaries on the work of Southwest School of Art faculty, starting with ceramic artist Ryan Takaba. Takaba's piece, To Come Home, is inspired by the daily rituals of his grandmother, who adorns a home altar with clippings of flowers from her garden and engages in daily prayer.
The most realized version of my work is when it's interacted with, when it's touched, picked up, played with. And I think people are really rewarded when they get to see the honesty of the mechanisms. I mean, that's a hope for me, and that's how I think of it, is that it is a reward.
I really can come into the studio, shut the door, and go deeply into my work without thinking about anything else.
Southwest School of Art printmaker chair Margaret Craig demonstrates a process she invented using a material called tar gel to create these beautiful pressless 3D prints. Craig hopes that her work will inspire the audience to think about the relationship between humans and their environments.
I think what I'm really drawn to of ceramics is it's such a process-oriented material. It's so technical, you know, and yet so expressive. Any mark I make on the ceramic, it will show.
In 2011, we began a series with Rice Gallery, a space in Houston known for bringing artists from outside of Texas to create visually stunning, site-specific installations. Here, Japanese artist Yasuaki Onishi utilizes black hot glue and plastic sheets to create a mountainous form that appears to float in this space.
In her exhibition at Rice Gallery, Swedish artist Gunilla Klingberg explored her interest in everyday consumerism and forms of Eastern spirituality. She covered the entire space with these ornate circular patterns constructed from everyday logos that resembled the sacred mandala.
The reason I'm doing installation work is I want to create an environment that looks as though or feels as though it's an imaginative space, but you're physically there, like touching and experiencing it. So this idea of the otherworldly or imaginative or fantasy into a physical reality.
It's very easy to blow things up, so they just disappear, go up in the air. But to blow things up in that level, that still maintain some of that original shape, that's more difficult.
This film and the previous film were commissioned by Blue Star Contemporary Art Museum. Here, a live iron pour demonstration makes for a captivatingly beautiful visual experience. The melted iron glowed against the darkened sky as Professor Jack Groen worked with his students from Texas A&M Corpus Christi to create original works of art.
Youth Divers follows the practice of a local youth diving team. The film brought a calm, so elegance to this normally loud, fast-paced practice. Producing visual documentaries have allowed us the ability to discover and share our vision, and that has inspired our more recent films.
We followed artist Vincent Valdez over the course of 2 years as he completed a painting depicting friend John Holt Jr., who passed away after returning from his service in Iraq. The film highlights our focus on pushing the boundaries of documentary to include cinematic recreations and captivating visual storytelling.
Thea Chuck is an upcoming documentary film following the life and work of artist Chuck Ramirez. With the support of the Artist Foundation of San Antonio, the Idea Fund, and our generous donors, we hope to produce a film that will illustrate Chuck's artistic process and bring his life and his work to new audiences. Thank you all so very much.
Okay. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Angela. First of all, I think a question that a lot of people here would have just right away is, hey, where can I see your stuff?
All of our films are available to watch online for free. All of our documentaries are short documentaries you can stream on our website, walleyfilms.com.
That's a cool name. That's your real name? That's awesome. Wally's World, do you ever think about that? I'm just saying, no. And then where did you go to school? Where did you learn this? Or you can't learn this, but where did you work on this?
Well, I think, Mark always had an interest in filmmaking, and it's something that I said, when we met 10 years ago, he was behind a camera, and that was like he brought filmmaking into our relationship, like right from the beginning, and that was something I always appreciated and really wanted to support. I mean, we took some video classes in college, but we're really self-taught.
So you met at college where? Here?
Yeah.
It's like you were confused, you don't know.
No, we went to Northwest Vista.
No, I'm sorry, where?
Northwest Vista College.
Ah, okay. Northwest Vista. And how tough is it to get funding? Again, a lot of people here might want to pick your brain about doing some of this kind of work, getting it in front of an audience like this or on TV. And you mentioned there at the end about the Chuck Ramirez project with the help of some other people. Are you also actively soliciting sponsors?
No,
Got any angels out there?
not at this time. I mean, specifically with Chuck's film, I know that's something that we have gotten grants for and we're really excited about starting, but it's all just our time, you know? It's us kind of finishing the projects we have set and then focusing our time on that film.
Last two quick questions. What do you shoot these with, and about how long are some of these films?
A lot of the films are about 15 minutes, shorter. I mean, most of them are actually in the 5-minute range.
So if I don't have an attention span, I can watch that.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're meant for online, the internet attention span. So, and we use very simple cameras that are very lightweight. They're photography cameras that also shoot video. So that's what we shoot on.
And what are you working on right now, and what's your next project that we will be able to look forward to besides Chuck Ramirez?
Oh, we're finishing, we have a film with artist Justin Boyd, some of you may know. It's going to be part of our series with Southwest School of Art, so we're hoping to finish that film in the next month or so.
Cool. Well, give it up for the San Antonio-based filmmakers, Mark and Angela Walley.